Hi, I'm Melanie from Nova Scotia, Canada, and this is Adventures in Groceryland. This week I spent $41 on groceries. I redeemed $20 in Scene Points, and I used a couple coupons, manufacturer's coupons. I got some great deals. I was looking for markdowns, and as usual, I had a plan, and when something happened in store, I just kind of changed the plan right spur of the moment. At the end of the video, I am going to give a tour of what my gardens look like in my new house. My old house had very large, normal, regular in-ground garden, plus we had a couple raised planters, just a much larger area. We don't have the space to do that here, so I thought you might like to see what I'm doing. I'm at Giant Tiger. They do have the Hellmann's in the garlic, which is one of the ones that I was looking for, so I'm going to try to price match. I'm at Walmart, and they have a rollback on Hellmann's squeezable mayo. This is the 340 milliliter size. So regular $5.47 on for $3.27, and these are the days that I live for because I have 2 coupons, so $1 off, and I just live to find something on sale that I have a coupon that I can get an even better deal. So we are going to get one of the garlic and one of the chipotle. I'm at Sobeys, and I see this special offer. It's like an in-store special. $9.99 for this pork roast. It is actually 1.5 kgs, and it is already fully cooked and seasoned, and it's boneless. So that works out to about $3 a pound. That's a reasonable price for pork. I think I'm going to try one of these, see what this is like. This week I spent a grand total of $41.57. I also redeemed $20 worth of Scene Points at Sobeys. I shopped at Sobeys, Superstore, Walmart, and Foodland. I actually kind of had a different plan of how and what I was going to buy this week. I wanted lean ground beef, or I wanted ground beef, and I wasn't really happy with any of the sales in the flyer. So I was going to purchase lean ground beef patties, like made in store at Sobeys, to get a bonus point offer that they had for buying a certain dollar value of ground beef patties. Plus, then it would have given me bonus points for hitting a $50 spend. So that was my plan. I kind of had everything in my cart. I had calculated everything. I was going to do the Kraft buy this week on Heinz ketchup. Now, I don't normally buy Heinz ketchup. I prefer Compliments ketchup. Long story. I just prefer buying Compliments. They use Canadian tomatoes in a Canadian factory, but I was going to hit this level to get the points. I try to be thoughtful and still buy only items that are on sale. Anyways, so I had this stuff in my cart, and I was kind of taking one last walk through the freezer section, and the manager came out with a roll of markdown stickers in his hand. And so I made a little joke, and I said, I'm just going to follow along behind you and just watch what you're stickering. And he said, well, you follow along behind me, but I'm only stickering one thing. The ground beef patties, he said, or no, the ground beef club packs. He said they are good for 3 days, but we can only keep them in the store for 2 days, so they've got to go. So I am marking those down. And I said, oh, I was actually looking for ground beef, but those were regular, and I prefer not. He said, actually, the ones I'm marking down are lean ground beef. So I just, on the spot, immediately grabbed 3 of the packages, put everything back, like every single thing in my cart, I put it back, and then I kind of rethought my groceries from that point forward. So I bought 3 club packs. They were $12.57, $12.65, and $11.90. Each of them had a $4 off markdown sticker on them. So it brought them down to $8.57, $8.65, and $7.90. Worked out to $25.10 just for the lean ground beef. I'm really happy with that. I'm going to do a bunch of things with it. Also bought hamburger buns. They were in store. So the store made crusty rolls, $4.79, $2 marked down. And you can see there's a few missing from here. We have actually eaten two. I also purchased Compliments brand. I had store brand hot dog buns, and I realized that the Compliments brand hot dog buns were also on sale, and they were the same price. This was a 12 pack, and the store brand, the bakery ones, were an 8 pack. So I switched those up. They also had frozen veggies, the Compliments frozen veggies, on for $2.99, and they were only the 500-gram packs. So these are more like the specialty kinds. So I got an Asian stir fry, and I got what's called a roasted vegetable blend. It's actually things like zucchini, eggplant, peppers. So just something a little bit different. If we had a tin, we could throw those on and roast those on the barbecue. Sobeys has markdown carts now, and I always kind of take a look and see what they have. So they had these, oh man, grapefruits, these grapefruits for $1.49. So I picked those up. English cucumbers were $1.99. So my big grand total at Sobeys, it was $25.10 for the meat, and then $3.44 for everything else because I redeemed $20 worth of Scene Points. I only bought one thing at Superstore, and it was milk bones for the dogs, $5.49. Oh my goodness, I totally forgot. This is included in my $20 free stuff. I got it's called porchetta, but it's a pork roast. So this was in the fresh food, the fresh meat section. We've already popped it into the freezer, but we're curious about this. It's 1.5 kg, so works out to about $3 a pound, pre-cooked. So sometime when you want just a quick meal, this would be it. I'm very curious about what that's like. So that's included in the $3.44 because I redeemed $20 for the Scene Points. Then I used my coupons at Walmart to get these specialty mayos. And I know that you can get a better value if you're bulk buying mayo, but the handsome one loves mayo. He loves flavored mayo. We are in the season of burgers and cold lunches, so things like subs, and he likes to have this stuff. I actually don't eat mayo unless it is an ingredient in a recipe like a dip or like a potato salad or something like that. So these make no difference to me, but he loves them. And so I ended up spending $4.54 on these at Walmart. Now the interesting thing is, so you will see the video that I was actually at Giant Tiger, and I was going to price match. I was going to get one of the Hellmann's mayos and price match it and use my coupon, and they declined it. They 100% would have price matched it, but I was not then allowed to use the manufacturer's coupon because they said that is double dipping. Okay. They wouldn't say that if the item was on sale in their own flyer. It was only because they were price matching it to somebody else's flyer. So I just said, no, thank you. I'll just go across the street to Walmart. I happened to be at Giant Tiger. We were looking at solar lights at Giant Tiger, but I just left there. I just went to Walmart. Like I said, it's just across the street, and used the coupons there because I can use coupons on items that are on sale in the flyer. I often have issues price matching at Giant Tiger. Not things that I think are unusual or like that I'm trying to be tricky with, just regular price matching. So I don't attempt it very often. And this is just another reason of why I don't attempt it very often. I just go to the stores where the stuff are. Most of the stores in my area are extremely close together, so that's just another reason for me. Just go to the store. I also shopped at Dollarama. We're getting low on a few things. So we did a marinade not last week, I'm going to say maybe the week before, and we used the last of our meat marinade. But what I noticed, so these used to be 2 for $1.25. Now they're 2 for $1.50. That's important for me to note because even on sale, so store prices, if they go on sale for $1, even on sale, Dollarama was cheaper. But Sobeys has had some sales, I'm going to say over the last couple months, where their Clubhouse marinades, seasoning packages, gravy packages have been on sale for 66 cents. So that's just kind of for me to be aware that this isn't always the best buy. If Sobeys has something on sale, just a note to me to be stocking up. Anyways, I think I did really well. I do have plans for the lean ground beef. I'm going to make some meatballs, I think. Perhaps we'll have meatballs to eat for one of our meals this week. But for sure, I'm going to make them, pre-cook them, and we're going to freeze a bunch of them. And just to make some hamburger packs up. I'll probably be freezing quite a few of the packs, like half a pound. Anyways, I think we did well. Let me know what you think. And stay tuned because I am going to give a tour of our new garden, or what gardening now looks like for me. So if you have a small property, if you rent, if you live in an apartment, you're going to see some things that we have done. And granted, I have some space here. We own our property, so I do have some space. But some of the things that we're doing, there's a lot of container planting. Might work for you on a balcony, even if it is in a window, inside on a table. Container planting might be the way to go. The lean ground beef, although not advertised in the flyer, was on sale for $4.49 a pound. With the discounts that I got, it worked out to $3.04 a pound for the lean ground beef. I'm pretty happy with that. I ended up getting 3 pound packages and 4 half-pound packages. And the half-pound packages are just a tiny bit more because I had a little bit extra that didn't fit into another half a pound that I divvied up. And I saved 1 entire club pack that is going to be meatballs. We are making use of this space that we have for the garden, very different from us than other years. Pretty much everything is container planting. So you see here we have Brussels sprouts, which we've never grown before. I've got 2 specialty cherry tomatoes and a yellow pear tomato, and the tomatoes are waiting for 5-gallon buckets. I've just got them in there, biding time until my buckets arrive. And then down here more, I have zucchini, squash, and a celery. These are just wonder peppers, so green peppers, and one more over there. And in this planter that we have attached to the side of the deck, there is celery. And then over here, this is a ladder planter, and I used to try to, or attempt to, grow spinach and spices in it, but this year it's working really well. So this is not the great utilization, or not a space that can be utilized really well. We're right on the waterfront here. It's hilly, it's rocky, so it is the perfect spot for us to place some cucumbers. So hopefully those all trail down. I'm waiting for the 5-gallon buckets. Each of my tomatoes will go in one of those. We normally grow all of our plants from seed. We knew we wouldn't have the capacity to do that this year, so this was a 6-pack that I've had probably now for 3 weeks. I immediately took them out of the 6-pack, the little, I don't know, they're very thin plastic, very small very easy to dry out, and put them in some bigger pots just until the 5-gallon buckets arrive. And this was another one of the yellow pear tomatoes, again, just in a small pot waiting. Now these ones, so those other tomatoes, those are Roma tomatoes. Those are my preferred. I rescued this little 6-pack, and it ended up having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 6 in it. It ended up, no, that tag is in the wrong pot. The handsome one put that in there. That's not a yellow pear tomato. That is a beefsteak tomato. These are all beefsteak tomatoes. And I rescued a 6-pack. It actually had 7 in it. They were doing not great in the store. I brought them home right away. I put them in these smaller containers, and I am hoping that those will revive, but they are also going in 5-gallon buckets. Here we have mint and chives. The chives, these are both mature. The chives I've had here, I want to say probably 4 or 5 years. And the mint is from my neighbor at my old house. Thank you, Lori, very much. It's doing wonderful. More garden bags. So the front 4 here, these are onions. So the little bulbs just come in a pack. I had no intention of planting these this year, and they were on discount at one of the, I don't know, it was probably a big box store, but on discount, I think for like $1.99. So I thought, well, we'll try them. The 2 bags with the many in them are green onions. The 2 bags on the right-hand side, those are yellow onions. They need a little bit more space. And then I have pumpkins. So I'm trying to coax these all out different sides. And we are hoping that they will grow down again. This is a really rocky, right into the water. It's not a usable space for us to sit on or enjoy, but hopefully we can make this work with some of the gardening or the garden area. We normally have a huge pepper patch. So I have the 6 peppers that came in the 6-pack that I got from the garden center, and I have 1 jalapeno. This is the other yellow pear tomato. And then up here, I got a little 6-pack. So this was one of the peppers in the 6-pack. It wasn't doing well, so I've got that separated. Hopefully we'll be able to revive it. And then these very tiny cherry tomatoes, which I immediately took out of the 6-pack cells. They're much smaller than everything else that I have. I've got more squash back here. There is pumpkins there, and I'm hoping to use those for trades. For the first time, we have planted asparagus. So this is what asparagus looks like before it even grows for a year. They're called asparagus canes, and you let them grow. First year you don't pick any. Second year you pick for like a week, and then the 3rd year hopefully you're going to get some asparagus from it. And this is an ever-bearing onion. I think they're called Egyptian walking onions, and I did buy that this year and planted it. And we're not going to harvest this at all. We are going to hope, so this will have seeds. This would focus. This will have seeds in it, fall over and reseed the area. And so we are hoping that if we leave this, that we'll be able to get lots of onions in years to come. This little area, so I planted rhubarb. We had a very mature rhubarb patch at the old house. So this was just a rhubarb pot that I bought from Canadian Tire to get us started. And everywhere you see the rocks here, there are asparagus shoots, and the rocks are there so that next spring we remember that asparagus should be coming up. Not to try to plant anything there, not to try to do anything. So we've got this just kind of on the edge. We are hoping that we're going to have in the next couple of years a little asparagus patch. We have really high hopes for our garden, and we honestly don't know how we're going to make out. I have the expectation that the asparagus and the rhubarb that we put in this year, even though we are not going to harvest the rhubarb this year, We could, but we're not. And you definitely can't harvest the asparagus for another couple years. We have the hopes that these will be something that will produce for years and years to come. Also the chives, also the everbearing onions. Those are things, and the mint that's outside. Those are things that will keep coming back every year. That makes me happy. And we'll figure out planter-wise what works for us. I like the fabric bags. I like the ideas that we can kind of trail down the bank if we need to. I like the buckets. I'm looking forward to getting the 5-gallon buckets and getting the tomatoes in them. I received a gift from my mother-in-law of some fabric bags. So some of the bags you saw were a gift from her. And part of that gift was some potato bags, some fabric potato bags. So now that I have those bags, I'm thinking, maybe I should put in some potatoes. I know we're not quite finished. I am trying to grow some Swiss chard from seed. So if that does survive, I'd like to put that in. I wouldn't mind having more jalapeno peppers. I have really high hopes. I always have hope. There's always hope that it's going to turn out amazing. Have a great week, everybody.